It's an exciting night. The floor is packed with, House and Senate members. It's exceedingly rare that the House and the Senate meet together, but they do on that night. They got cabinet level officials, Supreme Court justices. I mean, it is really something to behold right up until the time the speech begins. And I'm not sure that the State of the Union really, just to be blunt about it, it may have passed the point of usefulness. The audience isn't Congress anymore. It's the American people. And frankly, you can do that from anywhere. If you want to address the American people, you don't have to come to Congress to do it. You give kind of a platform for, in some instances, the worst behaved members of Congress, which is never, that should never be the goal, to give a platform or attention to those who so desperately want attention. So if the purpose is to kind of give the American people a sense of where the country is, we have 24-hour news cycles now. Most people have their own sense of where the country is. So, maybe in the old days when people didn't follow it because they were, working and raising families and all this stuff, and the newspaper was your only source of information. Maybe it did make sense, I guess, possibly for the commander in chief to say, hey, this is what's going on. I just don't think people need that anymore. So really, the speech is about either getting or retaining a majority of your party in Congress so you can get whatever it is you want to get done. For presidents, it's about getting a second term if you're in your first term. If you're in your second term, it's about what people call legacy, which is a word I can't stand, but that's what it's about. What's my legacy? There are always these obligatory references to the troops and veterans and teachers and mom and things that get everybody on their feet. And then the rest of the speech, honestly, from sitting there on the floor is just deciding whether to stand up and clap or not. So the guys that I sat with Tim for all of them where I was there. And, it's just, I hate to be so cynical, but there was one night when the media thought the world would literally change if a Republican sat next to a Democrat on that night and that night only. So I don't know if you remember that, Mary Langston, or not. There was this push to have a bipartisan State of the Union for Republicans and Democrats to sit beside one another, which, by the way, we do it all the time. So it's not like we suffer from sitting beside each other. But to the media, which always puts form over substance, we just need a bipartisan State of the Union. And so they did that. Republicans and Democrats sat together, and not anything changed, by the way, if you're wondering. It was completely symbolic. And then there was the one time during the State of the Union where some House Democrats decided that they were going to all dress in white, all wear white. And that was all the buzz. And of course, that too, I don't mean to spoil the ending for people, but that too accomplished nothing. Who would have figured that wearing a certain colored dress or pair of pants or shirt would accomplish absolutely nothing? Wow. That was shocking that the whole country didn't change because everybody wore the same color, but it did not. So DC likes symbolism. The State of the Union is a symbol. It's a relic, if you will. I don't care if presidents keep doing it or not. We hear from presidents quite a lot now. And, whether it continues or not, I think has zero impact on the republic. I think it's important to hear from your leaders, but they all have social media feeds now. You can hear from them a lot more than you want to hear from them. So I think it's something that has passed its kind of usefulness date or use by date. But I don't know, Mary Langston, sometimes people think I'm cynical.